Davai Llama first, get rid of that Ember Spirit, and then work onto the Meepo or the Wraith King afterwards? I don't really know. It's a strange one.
Yeah, it is. That's the biggest issue, right? It's like that you feel like the Meepo and the Wraith King are going to take a lot of effort, so you just go out for the Ember first, but their lockdown on Boom is decent, but again, you can see a lot of it coming. You know, you can see the magic missile, you can walk through the bramble or the cursed crown. The Sven stuns, it takes a mile, you can see the mile from a mile away, so yeah, I like what Heroic has. And oh, Knight, he might not like that. They do spot him though. He breaks the smoke, but he's out in time.
Yeah. Oh, they actually ping out that they believe he put an observer ward on the high ground first, so that might actually be a potential wasted sentry coming right here from Heroic. So a little nice move from the Willow to maybe get that out of the way. But regardless, no one getting caught to start off this game. Probably just going to end up being a 2-for-2 split on the bounties, unless, of course, Boom want to contest this bottom river one. But I don't really see that being all too likely.
Let's see. Will we have any kills happening early on? It does feel like the bottom lane could be quite aggressive, right? Doom and Willow, because there's good chasing, killing power between these two. But the other side, you have Undying as well as Wraith King. That could also be pretty annoying. You get a few decays off, slow from the Wraith King, zombies on your ass. That is not fun. So I'm excited to see what happens in the bottom lane.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm sure I'm going to do my absolute best on the observing to make sure I don't miss that one. But you know me, Otomo. I'm going to miss something.
Yeah, guys, this is how insane Blue Scale is. He does two people's jobs at once, and he does both phenomenally. One of them is being a caster, and the other one's being an observer. And it's amazing. He casts so well, and he misses so much of kills. It's like, how can you be so good at both?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. It's just I'm just born great. You know, it's in my blood. Oh, such a sick
humility.
Cameraman. Yeah, you know me. I'm always modest, but you can toot my horn, buddy. You can do it.
I'm okay with that. Meanwhile, top lane is going to be Divide Llama on the Ember versus Pakas on the Sven. Divide Llama might actually suffer. One of the reasons you put Ember mid is that this here does need levels to be very useful. In terms of like stats and his low level spells, they're not amazing. And I think the Grimstroke might also have some problem, but it could go the other way around. So these top lanes look like they could be very action packed.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like Boom in this safe lane could potentially be killing Davai Llama quite quickly. As soon as they hit level 2, you have Wave of Terror, Magic Missile, plus the Storm Hammer as well. That's a lot of control. And the Ember Spirit's not exactly the tankiest here in the world, so he's definitely have to be careful about how he does sit himself up in that top lane. Meanwhile, how is this mid lane going right now? 5-3 to Slaytum to the 4-2 of Analog. So pretty damn similar so far, which is actually pretty good for Analog considering the insane amount of extra damage Slaytum's has. Yeah,
for sure. It's like, of these two heroes, you expect the Tiny to just have a better time. I mean, Meebo's starting damage is 58. That's pretty low compared to what Slaytum's has, which is holy moly. That was 91? Jeez. And that doesn't even count the Quelling Blades damage, which, to be fair, for Analog has, but huge damage discrepancy. What is it? More than 30 between them.
Yeah, not easy at all. So really does show a testament to how well Analog's doing for now. But maybe that dynamic might start shifting as more levels start getting applied onto the Tiny, and it could get worse. We'll just have to wait and see. One thing I will say is that the Undying, not really known for his ability to rotate into the mid to help out. So I think he's just gonna have to be sitting AFK down the spot lane for a really long time. But potentially there could be a rotation from the Grimstroke, and that could be used to maybe set up for a kill onto the Tiny. But at the same time, both supports from Boom are really good at moving in.
By the way, we can see that KJ has used all his mana, and he hasn't really bothered like the Boom duo bot lane. It's just he's out of everything. He doesn't even have any more mangoes, and he's just sitting there at half health, no mana, kind of useless. So this is a huge win for Boom right now.
It really is. You can see he's got 2 mangoes just sat in his stash, but his courier is still AFK, so he's waiting to be able to afford something else potentially before he comes on up. Meanwhile, first one up top may be found, but Kaz, he's actually the one who's going to go down. Davai Llama finds that one. Stroke of Fate will also land onto Panda. He's able to take the Lotus, but even still, it's a double kill for Davai Llama. So this goes completely the other way. I was not expecting that.
Right, the lane that we thought the Heroic would do well in is not going that well. The lane that we thought they would suffer, they didn't get a kill. So really well played for them. Actually, look at bottom. It's 20-4 to the 6-1. So while KJ, he is suffering in terms of health. Holy shit! are they shutting down Eilich.
Really are. You can see that as soon as like they got the as soon as they got the brambles onto the Undying, he ran forwards but took a couple of hits from K1, and all of a sudden Illich is like, well, I have to just walk away now. All the skeletons, they actually do a lot of damage to him. He's out. He's out. He's fine. He's fine.
I just realized one or two of his like creep kills could have been skeletons. So you get that 5 gold from it. You're not exactly happy.
yeah. Only hero in the whole game that would be happy with that is an alchemist, and that's just not here in this game. Yeah, very, very unfortunate there for the Doom. We'll see if he's able to recover at all. Still, this mid, it's relatively even, but again, Slatum's just a little bit ahead in terms of both last hits and denies. But Slatum's actually making a level 5 rotation right now up towards the top. Schofield does spot it out, and unfortunately, it looks like he will be going down here, but he does at least scout the gank coming, so the Ember Spirit will be able to survive. Oh, the creep's not going to be able to get the denial from the neutrals, but even still, the kill credit going towards Panda. That's not really the most profitable move there from Slatum's.
Yeah, it's not the best rotation, right? Because you leave the Meepo alone this entire time. I don't think he rotated with even boots on, so he took a while to get there. Meanwhile, the bomb lane, though, boom. So Knight kills KJ. We did say that we have been saying that this Undying is he's having a tough time. But overall, I feel like that rotation almost doesn't really benefit Slams too much. As you can see, the net worth they're actually even the Tiny as well as the Meepo.
Yeah, we'll see if that changes too much. But to be honest, I think Adlock's had that enough of a good start that he's not really going to be too troubled by the Tiny anymore. So it's just going to feel like a free farm Meepo doing his own thing, and maybe we could see him start making some moves of his own to these side lanes and start setting up for kills. Because we've already been seeing that Illich is having a really rough time down bottom. If a Meepo turned up here as well, that would just be the freest kills ever. But actually, looks like Analog's making his first rotation up towards the top. It runs straight past the Venge. He wasn't really looking, but even still, he's coming forwards. Hitting neutrals. Actually, no, he wants to go for a courier. He's going for the courier instead. Forget about heroes.
He's fast. It's night. Hey, the benefit of nighttime, which we talked about earlier, when you get the most women saying, "Oh yeah, this is courier hunting time." So he was able to at least get it down. Well, what was that? 35 gold. That's 175 for the whole team. That's nice. Not the biggest deal though.
Amplified damage picked up there for Analog, but I'm not going to be able to try and translate that into actually killing the Tiny at all. Instead, just going to use it to start hitting those creeps up and accelerate his farm as much as possible. Yeah, meanwhile, Illich is starting to get some CS on the board now, 20-3, but it's still not quite comparing up to K1's 31-8 right now. So it really does feel like the Wraith King's having a fun time. But same can be said for Pakaz on his Sven, 36-5.
Yeah, we're looking at not much in terms of stacking coming out for either team. So, well, they've all like stacked the triangle just once. Meanwhile, the K1 is getting rotated on by Panda.
Yeah, stun comes in, but he does reach the safety of his tower first, so unfortunately that first rotation there from the Venge not really achieving a whole too much. K1's still pretty damn safe. Has to go up towards... Actually, no, it's the Undying go through the Twin Gates. So maybe Pakaz is actually the other one in danger. Searing Chains locking in place. He's silenced up as well. Blood Grenade chucks on through. Panda comes on up. And they do drop the Tombstone as well. Stroke of Fate barely clipping on towards the Sven. KJ will actually die for this. But as long as Davai Lama can kill the Sven, they will be happy with that trade. Knight comes on up here, but it's too little too late to actually save their carry. And he's trying to find some extra aggression on somebody else. Although Panda, actually still really low. Searing Chains with a stroke. Does he tick out? He survives with 5 HP. So close. Nice Curse Crown actually stuns the two of them. And Slatum's turning up. Should set up for a free kill here on towards Schofield. Davai Lama still hanging on, but actually the stick charges, keeping him alive, but the brambles in the trees. No place to run here for the Grimstroke, as Davai Lama will be able to turn around. And it's actually Schofield who gets the kill. Very chaotic at the top of the lane here.
Yeah, you're still happy though of Heroics just because you were able to kill Pakaz in the end, and straight true for 2 slams was had to rotate for this. They do pick up Wisdom Rune for each side, so no victory there. Meanwhile, Illich though, yeah, he's looking vulnerable and heroic. We've seen this many times where they end the laning stage behind and they recover very nicely, but again, this time today, particularly, they seem to always be winning the laning stages. They're 1,000 gold ahead at the 8-minute mark.
Yeah, which we were very worried about earlier on today. It's like, I don't know, heroic winning laning phases is a little bit scary for themselves. But, you know, they seem to just be doing really damn well. And we'll see if they're able to keep that up.
We were like, this ain't according to script. Mine says they lose. lose the early game with the late game, but they're looking very good right now. And for Analog leading the charge in terms of net worth, Slams is forced to sort of playing that roaming role, trying to fix the side lanes, make sure everyone gets a bit of recovery. Divine Llama, they have it locked down for it.
Yeah, gets caught from a rogue magic missile there from the trees, and as a result, he does get killed. But at the same time, Heroic do respond by getting a kill of their own, but regardless, it's a favorable trade for Boom, considering the killing spree that was on the Ember Spirit.
Oh, look at that though. They also know, look at Knight, he might be in a tough spot here. No, he's going to be just fine. The problem is that Panda got the kill. That's the second time he KS's, secures the kill for his team, whereas the other side, K1 gets the kill, so he's very happy with that.
Very true. Got his first kill on the board, and I think he actually has, his armlet of Mordigian is up in, what, 290 gold? Yep. And then that's just going to be even more difficult to try and deal with. I'm actually thinking about diving on towards Illich right now. There's a couple other members of Boom nearby. Even still, they got the route on towards K1. First life gone. Davalama turned up. A mass TP's in for the rest of Boom Esports. They really want to try and take this fight. They got the Avalanche, tossing him back on in. There is going to be the Inkswell though. Stuns onto a couple of heroes. But K1 can't get himself out of there. They also get the Tombstone for their troubles. So it costs a lot of rotations for Boom Esports, but they kill a carry and a Tombstone. They're very happy with that. Yeah,
because they've got a couple of stacks in the jungle, so they're committed to protecting them. You don't want to lose that tower. You don't have that entrance to your own triangle. So, you know, a bit optimistic of K1 thinking that he can take that tower this early.
Illich does die. He's able to get the Doom off, though, before he drops. But unfortunately, there's not really enough damage full up here to secure that kill. And instead, the two supports here of Boom trying to do what they can. KJ, though, is pretty tanky. Eventually will go down. It's a dominating spree there for Panda, which immediately gets eaten from K1. And Davalama dives into the tower to secure another kill for himself. So lots of action there going the way of Heroic.
Yeah, all these kills Panda has been getting, we've been commenting, you know, we've been like, okay, he's getting another kill, he's getting another kill. Eventually, though, he is going to die, he's going to feed those kills away. And he fed it to Divine Llama, which is not ideal, because Ember Spirit was kind of like the one guy on Heroics of the course I was thinking you could sort of punish early on. And he's 4th in net worth.
Yeah, I think he's like lowest in CS. Yeah, he hasn't been too hot in the actual creep department, but 4-1 and 2 on the scoreline definitely does help balance that out. And as a result, yeah, not the bottom farm core anymore. Doing a fantastic job. And as a result, the 4 Heroic squad sitting at a 2k gold advantage. Analog has just been doing his own thing. And as a result, he has Ags up in just 380 gold.
You know who was really suffering, though? It's Illich on the Doom. He's actually going back for the Hand of Midas. This is kind of an older build. We are seeing a lot more people going for like the Shivas with Blink BKB Octarine core. Like it's kind of omitting the Hand of Midas from their build, but he's so far behind on Doom that he's like, yeah, I need it. Which is not great, because that means that your ability to join these early fights is also going to be hampered a little bit.
Yeah. I think as soon as Heroic see that he's actually buying that Hand of Midas, I feel like they can feel confident on just making a play, even if they don't have like another item. They wouldn't need it.
And you know, you also know that Pakaz on this Ven would like to farm, so a huge amount of this mid-game's pressure is going to be on Slatams to make things happen. He's got an okay support staff to help him with that, but not the most damage. Well, actually, Knight, now that you can use the Bedlam on allies, is actually a lot better for in that position 4 role.
That's true. And now that he has a Blink Dagger delivered, it looks like they're probably going to try and make a play with this straight away. Yeah, there you go. They're going for a smoke. Who do they find, though? They're picking out the mids, but it's only KJ. Not really the hero you want to go for your Blink Dagger reveal on. But they may just have to go for it. Yeah, they are going to jump in with that Bedlam. That's the freest skill ever for Slatums. But at least there is the information there for Heroic to know that that play could come out any time in the future.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, if you hold on to the Blink Dagger, you stay smoked for like 2 minutes just to find the perfect pick, you miss so much. So you get an instant kill. I feel like that's oftentimes the best reveal. You know, no one Heroic's like, oh my god, what a new item, Blink on Tiny. Although this would be terrible.
He's been found by Analog right now with the help of Davalama. That's going to be a really big kill. Stroke of Fate to slow him down. And that does give Analog the last little tickle there to finish off the Tiny. And that's a very nice kill to get, and as a result, they're pinging up this mid-tier 1. Even KJ TPing back in here as well. And this is going to be a free tower here. Nothing Boom Esports can do to stop it. Unless Panda gets a sick deny. Here we go. He's thinking about it.
Oh no, if he's really, no way, he's not going to lose his life. By the way, one problem for Boom is that their team fight is, it's like what? Dark Willow and that's it? It's not amazing. Surely you can see that the heroic isn't incredible either, but I feel like Tombstone, Soulbind, just the meeple running around is a little bit more impactful. Boom might be better at getting like finding a pick off then taking a fight, which is what Tiny is good for, but it's just a tough situation to be in.
It looks like it might be on KJ again here in the mid. Actually, no, Slay him. He doesn't want to dive that deep, and good reason not to. His analog was actually so close nearby. Probably would have ended up costing his own life if he had tried that. Instead, they smoke and they draw a line to head up top, but I don't think they spotted that the Ember just slight fist behind him. Actually, no, he does reveal himself, so they're heading up here, but there's not going to be a single target. Very unfortunate there for the side of Boom.
Yeah, in the meantime, the Pakaz is level 13 in 14 minutes, by the way. He is giga farmed. He's already got the Echo Saber as well as the Mask of Madness. So that is something that you're always going to be very scared of for Heroic, is that this Sven is looking like he's no easy target. And even the damage from Heroic side, they have to do a lot to chew through this Sven. They don't have pure damage. A lot of it's like mix of physical magic, which he can just ignore once he gets the BKB. I'm worried. I'm worried how they're going to deal with Pakaz.
Yeah. That's a problem for the future though, Tomo. They ain't got to worry about that for a little bit of time at least. K1's doing his own thing. He's pretty much been able to match the farming speed of this Sven so far, which again is really impressive. He doesn't have a built-in Battle Fury, but he's still able to keep pace. It does just show why this guy is so globally renowned as one of the best farmers in the world.
Yeah, he is. He is really impressive on this Wraith King. But I mean, the top three are really leading by a lot. The thing is though, two of them are on one side, so you're still feeling pretty good on Heroic. It's just that I'm worried about what happens when this Sven he gets angry, and he's like, all right, time to win.
Yeah, and then that's going to be a time when Heroic are definitely going to feel a little bit uneasy then once he does start turning up. But it depends how long the Sven is actually going to wait, because at the same time, Analog is getting nice and fat on this Meepo. He's got his axe, he's got his diffusal blade, and Disperser is how much? 18, only 2,200 gold away, which sounds like a lot, but to be honest, for a Meepo, he'll be able to farm that up pretty quickly.
I know, right? When you said that, I was like, that's a lot. That is a lot. But then you remember when you're like a support and you're like, you need to buy a Blink Ag, and you have no gold. You're like, guys, don't worry, I'll get it within 10 minutes. And that's how it usually is. Like, give me 10 minutes, I'll have it.
30 minutes later, have a blink. Oh, nice dodge there from Slatums. And he does manage to avoid the old net there, very close.
This is scary. Again, we said this. This is a big time for Slatums to step up. He's got to be able to make space for his team. That's not happening. The Heroic has just been farming the way they want, and they're just going straight up for Roshan. Boom. I don't believe they know about this because they have no one in the area. They haven't scanned, so this might just be a free Rosh for Heroic.
Yeah, well, if they were paying attention, they would have seen the courier fly over the creeps, but unfortunately, it doesn't look like it was. Even if they did, the time it would have taken them for Scott here would have made no damn difference at all. And yeah, this is now going to be an Aegis into the hands of Analog, and they're going to feel very happy if a fight starts coming their way. I mean, do they just... I guess they still just wait until Disperse is finished before they actually force anything though, right? It's only 1,300 gold.
Yeah, 5 minutes, like you said, so you can wait. But maybe you just want to take the tier 2. We'll see. It's always hard to sort of imagine what the team exactly wants to do with the Aegis. But at the same time, the Heroic will want to fight. Why? Because Dude doesn't even have Shivas. All he's got is the Hand of Midas.
Yeah, Hand of Midas, Veil of Discord, and you can't count out the 2 Iron Branches or something.
Actually, it should be very close to it, right? The recipe is only 600 gold, plate mail is 1.4. Oh no, holy crap, Shiva's Guard's recipe is 1.7.
Yeah. Can tell you play support.
I know.
I was the same as well. I was like, oh, they're going to have Shiva soon, like a couple of games ago. I was like, oh no, never mind. 1,700 recipe. Whatever.
It was 600, wasn't it? It used to be like the Mystic Staff, the plate mail, and there's like this recipe that was like, all right, just tack it on. Now we're like, holy shit. What is this recipe? 1,700?
Yeah, expensive as hell. Which kind of, I mean, Shiva's Guard is already pretty damn ridiculous. It's bought every game, even despite a 1,700 gold recipe. It just shows how damn powerful the item is. Meanwhile, Damalama, nice Searing Chains on towards 2. With the Inkspell on top of him, looks like he's just going to focus immediately on towards Knight. Just gets burnt away, man. All that AoE damage. Tons of work, and that's a free kill. Once again, going towards Schofield. Very happy, he just chucks Inkspell on one of his cores, and he gets a free kill out of it.
This is a bit, again, the Boom Esports, they're feeling the pressure, right? Like, your Sven's farming well. I think they knew he was around, though. The Cypher's hit him earlier. Oh, dear. He has BKB, though.
Yeah, he's not using it, though. He's trying to stand his ground. Got Analog on top of him. Mega Meepo's up right now. They're slowing him down with a Disperser. Soulbinders are on towards 2. They're going to carry on chasing for more. And there you go. Picasso can't really get away. He's soulbound onto a support. But Panda very luckily gives up his own life, which allows Picasso to run away.
I think this might be, you might go like high ground. You have 2 lives on the Wraith King, 2 lives on the Meepo. You know that the BKB is down from this Sven, so it's a pretty damn big opening. Like, Doom, who do you Doom at this point? There's like 2 guys with 2 lives.
Yeah. Well, it's like we were saying, no, like, it kind of has to be Davai Lama, but even still, that's not really going to make much difference in the grand scheme of things. But finally, the Doom does now have a Shiva's Guards, so that's going to be helpful. But, you know, Hero can't really fully commit for this. K1 is actually hitting neutrals right now in the triangle area. Does want to force the fight. Meanwhile, the Tiny trying to push them back. Adlog's taking some good damage. Stroke of Fate is out. Everyone from Boom Esports in their base. And now Heroic will go out. Yeah, Disperse is completed. I thought he had it in that engagement, but I guess not. It was just a defusal.
No, it's like the way he activates it just to run out there. And by the way, that was just kind of a poke on the high ground. And the mid and the bottom tier 3 is like down to what, 20% health. So it is very scary. Picasso showing himself does not have BKB, so he needs to be a bit wary for the next 15 seconds.
Yeah, he does need to be careful, but I suppose he has the entire team sat behind him, so it does feel a little bit of confidence surging through him right now. But even still, this is just a map completely owned by Heroic, just constantly taking control of Boom's triangle area, amidst getting huge amounts of farm. And they are just holding on to this net worth advantage, teetering between 5,000 and 6,000 gold, and an 86% win probability as well.
That makes sense. By the way, this is interesting item by KJ. I don't think I've seen this in a long time. Vladimir's offering on the Undying. It seems like they want to end this game very quickly. You know, just like, oh, they just want to go right now. Use the Vlad's extra damage to take down buildings, especially with the bonus armor as well. Like, they don't want to go too late. And it's really good with the Meepo. You know, you get so much benefit for your allies can build the Vlads. As K1 taking the mid tier 2. And I think that's the last outer tower from Boom Esports. They got nothing on the map right now.
Yeah, and just 21 minutes into the game, Fizzler off all the Slatums. Yeah, does chuck in K1, but immediately pops the BKB, stands his ground, starts plowing into Panda. Venge has to go for a swap onto his fellow support to survive. The actual glyph onto the towers, doing a lot of work. K1's getting a little bit, he's still down with Picasso now turning up, immediately gets all the AoE control towards Andlock, but he still has this Aegis, so he doesn't even mind going down right now. We'll see if Heroic are going to be able to set up for a counter kill. They do put the stun on towards the Doom. They don't allow that Doom to land for free. They do drop onto the Meepo. He did mega up. Even still, he's taking a lot of damage. The Tombstone save is there, though. Keeping him alive for as long as possible. K1 also taking a lot of damage. And now finally the Meepo trying to run away. But K1 does end up dying as well. They throw in the Doom, trying to kill this Meepo right now. Even Slatum's blink tagging after him. The Doom has now finished, but unfortunately Analog is already out of resources. And eventually will go down. Glimmer. No detection. He's just going to run himself away. All the other Meepos pop one out, but the AoE damage, he hits onto the Meepos and still kills the other one. It's a big old counterplay here from Boom. Although Davai Lama, he did kill one. Unfortunately, TP is too damn long and he too will go down. It's a massive victory there for Boom Esports.
I think that fight beginning without Davai Lama around is what really caught them, because we see like K1 as well as the Meepo just getting sort of kited around a little bit here. And one problem with having the Tombstone on KJ with the shot is that he wanted to throw in the fight. That would have been a good time to open, but he's also waiting for someone to get caught. Which is, it's because the ability is kind of like a very good offensive and defensive spell. Sometimes you're like, which one do I want to use it for? And he wasn't able to drop it early in that fight and only dropped it later on just to save the Mega Meepo, which is like, it's alright. So that 82%, I think is going to drop down to like maybe 65 now. Oh, still 70. Okay.
Still 71.
It's going to go lower. Give it a moment.
I like as well how before, even though the win probability was in the favor of Heroic, it is actually still Boom that has the XP advantage. But even still, you know, levels don't mean anything according to Gaben. It's all about just gold, mate. All about gold.
Apparently, that's how he sees it. And Pakaz, he is way up top now. And this problem of the Sven is getting more and more pronounced. By the way, Illich is also fully recovered on the Doom. He's now ahead of Divide Llama.
Yeah.
That window that we were talking about, it is starting to close a little bit.
Yeah, definitely going to be worrying now for Heroic. I feel like they've 100% got to be able to secure the next Roshan now. I mean, they did obviously get the first one for free, but 100% Boom Esports are ready to take a fight if it does come to that. And we'll see just how quick it's going to be. But at the very least, even if it's like a minimum respawn time, it is going to be on the dire side. So there's slight advantage to what Boom Esports will be there.
A couple of items come out though. Alichi's got the Blink. Pakaza's got the Assault Cuirass, and the Vylama's got the Shiva's Guard. So that's also nice with you can use with the Mage Slayer, right? The Shiva's into the Sleight of Fist. You can do a decent amount of damage. Good way to poke from a distance. And like you said, Roshan is going to be sort of the big moment to decide the game. Heroic, you don't have a lot more left in the tank. You cannot afford to lose another fight. Boom just has the better late game overall.
Yeah, 100%. And CK1 as well here. He's got Blink, AC, and Ags both queued up. We'll see what he's actually going to prioritize. But I mean, I was saying earlier, I really do feel like the Ags is actually pretty good this game, which is why, yeah, he does have it queued. But we'll see just how quickly he's going to be able to get it. You know, obviously already having the Hyperstone, he is going to be picking up the AC first.
Decent amount of physical damage on the other side, but one thing, I don't know how much AC is going to help you just because the enemy has Warcry, so it doesn't reduce the armor by a whole lot. But yeah, it's a standard item, you might as well just go for it. I'm just looking at this Roche timer. It's about 8 seconds now, and then we'll find out where is it. Sorry, no, where is it? When will it come out?
We'll see. And...
oh! Wow, that's a long one.
That's a very long one. All right, no one's going to be seeing that one anytime soon. I mean, Boom was already up here, ready and waiting, realizing that it could be coming up, but they're going to have to wait a whole lot longer. We'll see if Panda has to do the, the sacrificial, someone sitting in the pit, waiting for it to respawn. Hopefully not. Long time to wait.
In terms of items, there is a Greater Healing Lotus on the Grimstroke. I don't like that name. It should be like Super Healing, because we have Great Healing Lotus. I don't want Greater. Give me Super. Like, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like going off of Final Fantasy, Firerer. It's
I was pronounced it was pronounced like Firaga, right? I found that's
maybe I have no idea what it is. Last time I played was when I was like 13 years old, and I couldn't be asked to read things properly. But even still, fight come the way, Slayhams. He's got the initiation, and look, that big man is absolutely evaporated right now. And all of a sudden, Heroic, they've got to just run themselves away. The immediate kill with the Scofield as well. They're all too squishy. K1's going to lose his first life as well. Boom Esports, they've turned up to play right now, and Heroic just weren't ready for this one. It's a triple kill for Pakaz. What an absolute monster few swings with his giant ass sword to get all those kills.
This is pretty scary for Heroic. We've been saying that this one's going to be a problem, and just now he just, 2-3 shots the Meepo, and you can't really do anything with the support staff. Like I thought KJ would charge in for the team instead, but Boom, for the first time in the game, has net with advantage. They go straight to the high ground. They know the two scariest people on the enemy side are not there, and well, they force out the glyph.
Yeah.
They think Roshan might be coming up, which would be a good assumption if it wasn't the world's longest Roshan for.
Yeah. Yeah, Knight was already up there, but fortunately for himself, he isn't just going to go completely AFK, wait for it. Actually got a Hand of Midas.
I love it.
But I mean, he hasn't got any other item completed, but he still goes in for it. No?
It's the best. It's the best. This is how it should be. You know, if you play Dark Willow, I don't go for freaking Yules. Get the Hand of Midas. Transition into a core, as you know, it's great. Just do it. He might be the lowest farmed hero in the entire game, but Knight has big dreams.
Oh yeah, the biggest dreams. You know, maybe that Midas might finally push him past his own support, maybe, or even KJ. We'll just have to wait and see. But Roshan up in 20 seconds, and Heroic, they're already up here to try and secure this one right now. They're thinking like, why the hell is he not here?
They might go. They know where Pakaz is. Can they get the backstab? But he's got smoke targets protecting him.
Oh, smokes a break in. Davilama shows himself. Actually gets nice Searing Chains on towards 2. Davilama's courier does die. Terrorized, landing on towards him. Soulbind on towards the 2 of them as well. He's holding on to the 2 for a little bit longer, waiting for the correct opportunity. But even still, a couple of right clicks there. He has to zip left and right. Heals up quite quickly though. The Doom is on towards the Meepo. There's going to be a Tombstone save as well. They've managed to kill Illich. This is actually turning out to be a decent fight here for Heroic. They found the kill on towards Davilama. K1 can't actually even stick on towards the Vengeful Spirit. But yeah, the zombies are racking up. He's so damn slow because he's crawling after Scofield right now. Meanwhile, the Tiny, controlled up from 4 heroes, now has swapped the BKB. This is a buyback as well that's come on through as they're going to try and take this one, but the damage, it just comes flying on out. All of a sudden, it's just all looking boom. It was a nice start for Heroic, but Never mind, they just can't kill this Sven, man.
This is what we said. We said this guy is looking unkillable. You know, you look at Heroic, their damage is decent, but it's not insane, like super. There's no pure damage. It's a mixture of physical and magical, but it feels on the low side. And Pakaz did half the damage for his team in that previous fight. And Doom came out, I think it was on the Mega Meepo. They tried to save him and do everything they can. It's not enough. Pakaz, if you give him the Aegis, you might as well just give him game 1 as well.
Yeah, this is going to be really hard to play up against. 2 lives on the Sven, plus then a cheese in the hands of Slayton. Not going to be at all easy. Although, David Lama, he is here right now. Just trying away with them. There is a TP of the Venge coming in from behind him, so he has to be really careful. He doesn't get caught out of position, but actually with the God Strength popped, it's too damn dangerous. Stun on towards David Lama. Does have a couple of remnants already set up, and yeah, he will just zip away. But even still, Aegis now into the hands of Pakaz. 5,000 gold advantage. And finally, Gaben has finally decided that they have the slight probability of winning it.
It's like he was reluctant, right? He's like, all right, fine. I suppose your scaling lineup with the Aegis and then the gold advantage is actually ahead. This is very scary. It's just so hard. Their physical damage means so little against Sven, who's walking around with how much? He's walking around without using the Warcry, by the way, at 36 armor.
Wow.
Warcry gives him another 25. So about 60 armor.
Oh.
That's insane. And it's not like he doesn't have other stuff. He's got lifesteal as well. Oh man. And the cheese, of course.
This is not easy. Yeah, they literally just given him everything. They know that obviously Pakaz is their big win condition. He is doing a vast majority of the work right now, and they're really going to ride his coattails to victory. I mean, there was also an Ags just picked up there for Slayton, so he's going to be able to throw some cheese into this mix. Well, trees, not cheese. And he also actually has the amplified damage, so that's actually going to hurt quite a lot in the coming fight. We'll see if Heroic do get caught out from it, but they are starting to take down these tier 2s as well, so Heroic's map is shrinking more and more. Just the complete reverse of how this game was going like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, by the way, Doom's also got ice armor, so another way to make sure that you keep your carrier alive. Although Disperser does deal with that, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. But overall, for Boom, complete map control, like you're saying, because he's almost level 25 as well, so that could get that 50% more God Strength or the extra Storm Hammer. I think he knows Finalog is here, but doesn't find him in time. And this is okay for Heroic, what's happening, because as long as they are not knocking on your barracks, you're kind of happy. Let them chase kills around the map and try to get farm. This is actually a waste of the Aegis, and oh dear, no Pakaz here.
Okay, KJ gets immediately deleted a few trees. Doom also lands onto Dabai Lama. Boom Esports, man, they're just getting so much work done without the carry, who finally turns up there at the very end. But the damage is done. K1 will be able to TP out. He was actually TPing underneath a Watcher owned by Boom as well. He thought he was safe behind that tree. Luckily, there was no blink for the Tiny.
That was a fight without without your carry. Oh. Alright, well, Heroic, do you want to buy back? The glyph is used. They have the tier 2 bottom, so they cannot be mega. And with 20 seconds between these guys coming out, it's probably too risky for you to go for the throne. So I'll say about that. Yeah, glyph comes out. Yeah, it looks like you might just be losing at least the top, maybe more here.
Yeah, I mean, the respawns are short relatively, but even still, yeah, the top barracks is 100% gone. No chance of saving that, but it doesn't look like Boom Esports are going to overstay their welcome all too much. God Strength's about to run out, and they will respect that time and back out. Although Dabai Lama, he doesn't let him go free. Siren chains onto the 2 supports. Thinking about diving in, will actually go for it with the Inkswell on top of him, getting control from multiple heroes. Plus a point-blank tree toss. He's able to get the slide off though, and he will jump off to the side. In comes now Analog. They need to have a good fight here for Heroic, or it could all be over potentially. Panda's going to go down. Illich on death's door as well, trying to one way on this Doom here, and eventually he will go down as well. Slayton throwing away the Meepo, trying to make some space, but it's not enough. He will die. Kaz is going to die. Illich and Slayton's eventually did fall, and can they keep the Sven alive? Good terrorize. It's actually going to be there. Kaz pops the BKB, immediately jumps over towards the Grimshaw right now. Standing his ground. The damage is coming out even without the God Strength available. Unfortunately, it's not enough to be able to take down the Meepo as well. Bloody close though on his own. But as it stands, it's a big win there for Heroic. They take out 5 heroes, technically 6 when you count the Aegis. And that's a lot of money for that Sven kill as well.
Dude, Dabai Lama is insane. Did you see what he did there? He's just poking them, and I thought And I thought he was dead for sure. I was like, is he really going to jump on 3 people? But he knew the Doom was down, and he still makes it out alive. Good Tombstone on the high ground, giving them the vision they need. Tombstone, we said in the draft, it is causing them issues. You know, you're getting all these slows on. He's providing the vision for you in these fights, and they go barrel down mid. They would like to equalize here on the barracks. And if you can force a Kaz buyback while you're at, that would be great too. Remember, there's no tier 2s from Boom. That was handled, like you said, 15 minutes ago. So they could go for Mega if they want to, until, you know, something forces them not to go back.
I'm sure they'll probably play a little bit safer. Obviously, Tiny is up in 8 seconds. There is a buyback available for Pakaz, but the middle set's gone. And Log working on the bottom set as well. So it's going to be 2 full sets taken down here. And they're working on towards the top one. Probably going to be forced to buy back soon. Tritos from the side. Finally, there is going to be the buyback. They got the Doom on towards K1 with the BKBs trying to run away. And Log as well with the Disperser flying himself out of there. As Dalai Lama pokes from behind. And Log trying to hide in the trees. Oh, the creep actually spots him out right now. The big 6th member here from Boom Esports doing work. He goes for the dig. And you can see there are no other members here from Heroic anywhere nearby. They're just letting this guy die. He's goddamn well tanky, though. And with the Disperse, he's flying away. Finally, the Meepos all separate. Can they get out, though? There is going to be the Terrorize. Force them off to the side. Finally, Heroic are going to start turning up to turn this fight around. Even still, maybe it's too late as Analog is running out of resources, and eventually he dies. Jesus, he made him work for that.
Yes, he did. Wasted a bit of time as well. That was KJ is actually going to come back in time, and you have 4 analytics. He's got 80 seconds, but he does have the buyback, so it's not the biggest deal. What a topsy-turvy game! I'm so glad we got this grand final. You know, I'm so glad we're getting this one. Pakaz, he is still a threat. He does finish up the Satanic. So in the next fight, if he goes low health, you activate, you get like 1 crit, you're still going to be fine. The question 100%. Is, I was going to say, can Boom Esports actually push before Analog comes back? If you go bottom, I don't think you have enough time, so instead they're going to go for the Tormentor instead. Yeah.
I mean, just after that fight in the Radiant Triangle as well, the win probability spiked up to 75% in the favor of Heroic, which, okay, maybe he might dip there where Schofield gets caught well out of position. Was he just trying to steal the Wisdom Rune? Okay, he did actually steal the Wisdom Rune, which is something, you know. I guess he'll take that.
It's worth his life. He's got buyback. It's well worth it, honestly. And what are we seeing any Divine Llama about to hit level 20, so you can get that 55 side hits damage. I don't think you actually want the extra searing chain target. Like 3 is plenty at this point.
Yeah, I agree as well. I think you don't need any more than that. Look, unless you were playing against the Meepo, but not quite that way around. But even still, yeah, man, this game, the fact it's down to just a 1k gold advantage at 36 minutes in. Full on swings and roundabouts going all over the damn place. Incredibly entertaining. And it just looks like Heroic now are kind of in turtle mode, at least waiting for the Grim to respawn. But they know Roshan's still at least 50 seconds away, and that is going to be the next big objective of both of these teams.
There's a ward here where Pakaz is farming. Does Heroic want to do something? Or they smoke up immediately. So they do know, they think Pakaz might be a vulnerable target, and he walks just a tiny bit in division. So they want him. They want him if they can get him. And not everyone's there. The supports aren't. Panda does TP top, though. So they're starting to group up around Roshan.
Yeah. I mean, Analog did actually reveal himself on the creeps when he hit them in the mid lane there. So Boom Esports do know that this smoke is happening. But they are full on just trying to fortify this Roshan area right now. Oh, Schofield with his courier actually scouts the Sven. But no sort of follow-up there for the rest of Heroic. Let's see how quick Roshan number 3 is going to be. 2 seconds, and then we'll find out whether it might be a Radiant side. Okay. 49 seconds, so yeah, it's going to be a dark side for sure. And plenty of time here for Boom Esports to secure that one up, unless Heroic can take a big fight.
Pakaz has got some marbles on him, farming that deep. He goes to the enemy next to their Tormentor and starts farming the Ancient Camp there. It's like, okay, what are you guys going to do? But the idea, of course, is that he wants Heroic to think that he's got his whole team behind him when they're not there, actually. They're just farming out in other areas, checking Roshan, which will be up, as you mentioned, in 20 seconds. At that point, Heroic,
they're going to find him, though. They're wrapping around in the jungle. They run straight in towards Pakaz. Yes, Jump is in there for K1. He gets the stun before the BKB comes out. Is there going to be any chain, though? There isn't. Just the net that comes on out. Here. There is going to be Slayers. Do some good damage over towards Analog, but still, Pakaz, he's holding onto his BKB. He does not want to expend his resources straight away. And now the fight comes on out the Doom. It lands on towards Analog. He goes for the dig to keep himself alive. K1 actually charging the back lines. They're going to remove those supports, but it is just the Meepo trying to do what he can. He's running away as fast as he possibly can do, but unfortunately still gets caught. Illich gets that kill. KJ now with Bakaz on top of him. Ghost Scepter keeping him alive for a little bit longer. Trying to run away, but nice harpoon drags him back on in. K1 and Davai Lama now trying to focus on Slatum's good slots plus the avalanche to make the space, but he does get caught. No chance to retreat. So it is actually a fight that goes the way of Heroic. It cost them a buyback onto KJ and Analog, but at least the Meepo's going to be able to get the Aegis here.
Yes, that's kind of good for them. They were able to pick out the supports from Boom. Esports Labs is going to be down for 70 seconds, so you can push again because it's only the top lane. So you want to force out that buyback if you can. It's not. It's overall pretty good for Heroic. The buyback for Analog won't be able. Shouldn't be able to punish it.
They shouldn't. Unfortunately, though, for the side of Heroic, every single lane was actually pushed out quite a lot, so they couldn't just try and run towards that top set of barracks and secure megas. So a little bit of breathing room there for Boom Esports. Kaz actually just denying creeps. 39 minutes denying creeps make all the difference in the world. Important money.
You want them to get it. By the way, K1's got the Aviana's feather, which I love. That flying move. We're going to see a flying king very soon, which I'm looking forward to. Divine Llama's actually got Psychic Headband on Ember Spirit. That is very unusual to see.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose extra slight range, extra jump range, the ability to just push the Sven away from you.
True.
That's kind of cool.
We'll see what he can do with slams. About 10 seconds. He doesn't want to use buyback in this situation at all.
He's holding on to it. Bakaz's body is big enough just to sit in the front. And that is actually going to be enough just to scare Heroic away a little bit. And they're actually just going to pay respect to that, completely fall back. So the Tiny is now up. And no one's going to get caught here. So they will fall into a more safer position. And still, only a 2k gold advantage right now. 40 minutes into the game. It is still actually a win probability favoring Heroic here. But, I mean, it's already flown all over the place. It was 86% at one point for Heroic, then went down to a 78% for Boom, and now back to 75 for Heroic, man. This is insane. Such a roller coaster.
It's been a good one. By the way, one thing that Boom has to worry about is that they do have wards. Oh no, those, like the D wards cap it. Okay, then they're fine. Because they had an observer on their base, but they managed to remove it in time. Undying this, Ghost Scepter as well as the Ogre Seal makes him a very tough target. We saw it a lot of time, like in the previous fights, Pakaz spending a lot of time just to bring him down. It did happen, but it's time consuming. Sven doesn't really want to build a nullifier. He is going for the disperser though, so at least he's going to have some form of dispel.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard loads of people talk about before. Generally, dispersers, kind of better on agility heroes, but it's still fantastic on tons of strength heroes as well. And I feel like this is 100% one of those games where you could go for that. And even still, just the trees that get thrown in there from Slatum's just denying this push as well. So it's all just down to which team gets a free pick-off and who doesn't have buyback as well, because I'm sure most people have it. I mean, yeah, the 3 people on the side of Boom do, and the Sven's is back actually off cooldown in 40 seconds.
By the way, looks like the Dark Willow, she went back for the standard items, the Yules as well as the Aether Lens. So while we did see the hand device, we all got excited, and the end doesn't actually matter. It's he went back for the boring build. I'm kind of like sad. You could really use the damage you get from the Dark Willow.
Well, let's go for the Ags Moonshard classic build. Yeah.
Yes, go for it. Have fun.
Have fun. This is grand finals to decide if you make it to the main event of Tomo. This is no time for fun. This is hard clinical Dota 2. You want the win, man. Important stuff.
It's just $1 million.
It's just pocket money. Absolutely worthless.
In the meantime, though, the Aegis timer, how long does it have on? Less than 2 minutes here. Does 4 Analog want to go? Is waiting good for you? I mean, maybe he doesn't want to go up high ground unless they all have buybacks. They're like, all right, let's just use this Aegis to delay it until we all have buybacks, because we do have 2 lanes pushed, like two super creeps, so we have that slight advantage there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they thought as well that Bakaz's buyback would be off cooldown by now, which it is, but he did actually buy out for the disperser, so doesn't actually have the money to afford it. If Heroic obviously had that information, I feel like they would 100% send this high ground push and try and take this one as Bakaz. Okay, yeah, he thought about leaving the base to hit creeps, but does decide against it. It's very risky. Well, actually, K1 jumps on top of it right now, poking
No
at prod him.
damage.
There's 0 right now. All this armor in the world. He's literally tickling this guy.
Holy
then the
moly.
tree's going to get thrown in. Good damage coming on through. And look, it's absolutely shredded. Has to go for the Mega Meepo. There's the Avian King flying in the sky, but does nothing. He still dies. Dalai Lama jumps into the backline, gets hit from the
doomed.
Doom. There's a refresher as well, actually, that's come down here from the Doom. So he has a second one to drop if he needs to. There is the Ags, though. Keeps Dalai Lama alive for now. They're trying to force them back. More trees getting thrown out. Picard's getting control, but Dalai Lama will just buy back to join in the rest of this fight. Heroic, they're hitting the buildings. They want to at least secure Megas while they're in this really awkward spot.
He's
Once
flying.
again, K1, he's flying in the sky. He's going to have his second life himself.
Good glyph.
There is going to be the glyph keeping themselves going. Grim's going to lose his life. They're still trying to finish this goddamn Barris, but Picard, he's denying it left, right, and center. The Doom, it comes out once again onto Dalai
They got
Lama.
it.
The Emissary can't do, but Mega Creeps have finally been secured, and immediately K1 is like, I'm getting the fuck out of here, boys. Just run away. I am not interested. And look, though, can't go for a BKB TP. He has to stand his ground. Just look at the insane amount of damage that comes out onto this Meepo. He's trying to take Slayums with him, but he just can't do it. He survives with 180 HP. Absolutely close as hell fight, but oh my lord.
But it's a. I mean, Boom may have lost Mega Creeps, but it may not be the worst thing in the world. Dalai Lama doesn't have buyback, K1 doesn't have buyback, and so for Analog doesn't as well. Like, they're thinking, listen, we can just book it all the way. We have buybacks on everyone on our side. So it's not really the worst trade in the world for Boom. It might sound crazy to say Mega Creeps, not bad, you know, but that is the truth of the situation. Boom Esports could just go all the way, and they don't have to worry. Like we said, 4 Analog is out for a minute and a half. This is going to be 9 versus 4, basically, when you count all the buybacks.
It is. And the fact that Picasso has a amplified damage on top of everything else, like, he will just disintegrate anybody. You can actually
K1.
see K1. Yeah, he's going to do some Dota at his finest right now, pushing in with the Mega Creeps. This is a time where they wish they had the banner to help push this a little bit faster.
They have glyph.
Just poking the prod, he kills the creeps. They really want to make sure they can bring in the backdoor protection, but unfortunately these buildings, they do not last long at all.
They might make it.
Slowing it down. He's going to try his best. Buildings drop extremely fast right now. Backdoor protection is there, but again, Picasso doesn't care about that. Makes no difference. So now we're going to have a Mega Creep on Mega Creep game here on Tomo. What the hell? Yeah, game 1 in the grand finals. And it is this goddamn crazy. But the question is, do Boom back out, or do they try and stay for a little bit more? Yeah, they're out of there. Even like a nice little friendly toss onto Picasso. And they are gone. Mega Creeps against Mega Creeps. 45 minutes into the game. Only a 5k gold advantage. And Gaben, I feel like this is going to drop to 50-50, man. Like, I don't know.
Wait, but all right, so we have Roshan spawning in 1 to 4 minutes, and we do have buybacks on Boom. Huge buybacks, like, they have all the buyback advantage. You look at the other side, Dalai Lama doesn't have it for 5 minutes, and K1, he's down on gold. Usually that's not a big deal, but like 2,000 gold is a lot. It's not something you can farm in just 1 minute.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's a lot more time to get that one online.
Oh, okay. Illich, he has the shot, which we said, it's actually not so bad when you're hitting Meepo, because your Scorched Earth is like 5 people, so it does add up. So he might be able to regenerate quite a bit of health because of that.
True. Yeah, 100%. He might be able to survive a bit longer, but I feel like still it's the big problem for Heroic isn't necessarily this Doom. It's just this goddamn Picasso, man. Like, how do they deal with it? I don't even know. They just need like 5 Cypher Vices or something, just endlessly hex this guy, and maybe they can kill him. But it's not easy. Especially seems like he is still holding onto buyback.
And he's got evasion now, thanks to the tier 4 item, which is something that they don't have MKB. It's like you have a lot of armor, then you add evasion on top of it, and you're like, oh, for the love of God, how are we can? If it goes down to a full 5-on-5, I think I'll put my money on Boom Esports. You know, with the way how farmed Picasso is, it's looking like he's pretty much unbeatable, unless you can get the jump on. You kill two guys first for heroics, and you're like, okay, we can take 5 versus 3.
Yeah.
Roshan, it's a quick one. It's a quick one. It's on Dire.
Only 20 seconds right now, and Boom Esports are already up there, ready to start fortifying this area. And Heroic know that it could be happening right now, but I guess they just don't want to put themselves into a bad position. I mean, they still don't actually have buyback available in their 2 cores, and it's just because of money. That's literally all it is. I mean, Analog's close, only 500 gold, but K1, 2,500. He keeps spending all of his money on
Yes,
items.
he does.
He doesn't care.
I'm looking at this guy and I'm like, why does that not go down? And then you look at me like he's bought out, and you're like, really? You bought a new one? Okay. But yeah, he doesn't mind. He's going for it. Meanwhile, they find Roshan, and that's going to be for Boom Esports. Should take them about 3 seconds to bring it down.
Yeah.
Or longer.
It's going to be the Ags as well. I mean, do you think now they actually give it to Knight? I mean, Slayers already has one. Slayers already has one. Doom could actually be kind of cool against the Meepos, so you could stop a Mega Meepoing up. Maybe that's worth it.
They gave it to the Venge. I wouldn't mind if the Vengeful Spirit takes it, actually.
Okay.
You know, that would be pretty good. The double life is useful. Yeah, he just eats it up straight away. Imagine eating an entire spear. They're like, all right, just the whole staff. I'll just take it down one time. Oh, the smoke breaks. Can he find slam? That'll be a good kill.
They're going to try and bring that Tiny. He's very tanky. Good swap as well there from Panda. Brings his core to safety. And now because there's 2 shots, the Grimstroke does have that second life at the very least. David Lama has to get the hell out of there. And now K1 kind of abandoned. Andlock, though, doing some good work. They've managed to kill Panda right now. And they're going to try and focus on towards Illich. But still, because he's hitting you from behind. Someone needs to address this guy who's doing so much goddamn work. Trees come flying on in. There's going to be the tombstone. At least keeping Andlock alive for a little bit longer. They throw in Davai Lama as well, doing tons of work with the Tiny onto the offline. But even still, he's getting control right now. K1 on his case, trying to bring him down. Eventually, the Tiny will fall. Does have a buyback available. And now Pakaz, he's trying to run away. He's got strength, but it's actually now run out. But he goes to the BKB TP. He will be fine. And this is actually turning out to be a good fight here from Heroic, as they're going to take down the second life of the Venge. And that's actually a dieback there from Panda. Now it's a 5 versus 4 here for Heroic.
Well, technically, we do have 2 lives on Pakaz, though. So he will be able to at least use the Aegis for that. And it's not to be worried for Heroic, because, as we mentioned, we don't have buyback on K1. So if he dies, this could really easily swing the other way. This is the problem with the game. Any moment, any mistake one team makes, that's it. It's all over. And buybacks are the most critical factor here. And K1 doesn't have his slams. Decides to use his immediately. 5 versus 3. You do not want to lose someone in this sort of situation if you're Boom.
You really don't. And you can see Heroic playing very carefully. Although Analog, he will actually find an amplified damage. Is that going to be enough, though, for them to actually try and force this high ground? It doesn't look like it. I mean, it's only the 2 supports are dead, and they're not too far away from just respawning now. So look at Heroic are actually going to apply some pressure to the brakes and chill. I mean, how long's left of this age? It's still 3 minutes, actually. A long, long time.
One.
Really long.
Yeah, it's a long one. And although by the time it expires, you're still going to have a few minutes without the buyback for your Tiny and the Venge. Whereas on the other side, you'll have buybacks pretty much on everyone. Unless if K1 can stop buying items for 10 seconds, you know, he ate the Aghanims. It's like, yeah, I want more. Now he wants a moonshot. It's like, K1, take it easy. You don't have buyback.
Yeah, he's a all your eggs in one basket kind of guy. Like he doesn't care about potentially saving up for the long term, you know, having that second chance to defend your base. It's all or nothing with him, and you know, we'll see how it pans out. I mean, he has actually been able to survive the last few engagements somehow, even with Bakaz just plowing into his face. So I don't know. To some degree, it's actually not being punished too badly.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but you can see Boom are just stuck in their base now.
Yeah, but it's still worrisome to go high ground if you're Heroic. As we mentioned, there is an Aegis on the Sven and the buyback, so that's 3 lives you have to chew through. That's a lot to be worried about. Heroic, they're holding them in the base, but they're also scared to go up. We might see tier 5 items at this point. Ember Spirit, he's got the Lincolns. I like that, just so we can block that to Doom. Phylum needs to be careful. He's also like they're all starting to get maxed out, where they're all thinking, let's just eat the Aegis so we can get a slot.
Yeah, literally, it has reached that point of Dota 2 where everyone is as fat as hell. Definitely no weak cause in this game. They just keep poking on towards Bakaz. Everyone from Heroic is actually in this general area. I mean, if you look at the minimap, an Analog is maximum efficiency across this map. Every single Meepo in a completely different area. I mean, well, a couple of them are a little AFK, but he's getting everything he possibly can.
Well, he knows exactly, his team is like, we know exactly where they are. So he can just do whatever he's farming. Every camp is going to go take the Wisdom Rune as well for his team. Actually, where are we in terms of levels? Is anyone hitting 30 anytime soon? Because 28, that seems to be the highest. Okay, so no one's really close to 30 yet. Because he took the God Strength, but the extra Stormhammer duration is also pretty nice.
Yeah, it's going to be really handy later on when he can get it, especially against all the Meepos. Actually, Illich,
Doom.
He's dropping the Doom on towards KJ. And actually, Analog, got to be careful, man. Don't really need to be here to save your sport. Actually, are they? Because Heroic are coming in. They want to try and take this fight. K1, though, is taking tons of damage. Davalama's into the backlines as well, trying to control him up there with the sniper fires. Both supports are on top of each other. As K1 is just flying over the high ground. They've managed to kill one, but both supports of Heroic have already lost their lives. K1's first one is also going to go down. They drop a second Doom on towards Davalama to control up on towards the Ember Spirit, but it's going to be the Tombstone save, keeping him alive for as long as they possibly can. Analog as well with the Mega Meepo is going to start focusing on towards Bakaz. There's a lot of damage on towards this Sven, but he still has this Aegis, and he does end up going down. He also used Satanic before he died. That's going to feel a little bit problematic when he does respawn, but even still, Illich just gets absolutely focused down. The Avian Feather doing nothing there. They've got the grab as well. Knight has been caught. Die back for the Dark Willow, and all of a sudden, boom, Esports are in a terrible position. 3 versus 4. K1.
Carry versus carry.
He's going to slide into him. Not much damage, though, coming out from this Wraith King, but finally when Analog turns up, he's going to try his best, but the AoE damage does so much damage over towards this Meepo. Nearly goes down, but the first life of the Wraith King is gone. Once again, Davalama going into the backlines. They want to focus on towards Slater and deal with this pesky-ass Tiny, just throwing people around. Tosses the Meepo over towards Bakaz. Can he get himself away? He's been relentlessly pursued inside it towards this fountain. Eventually, he's going to go down. There's another jump force of Davalama. They've got to kill, and now Bakaz on his own. Can Illich and Panda help him? They are going to go for the grab. They swap Analog by the fountain. He's taking tons of damage. He's actually going to die from this. He is gone.
Yes, buyback.
Maybe forced to use it as K1 was hitting tier 4s. And now finally the call for Heroic is to run out of there. Can they retreat? And it looks like Boom Esports are going to let them go, but they've actually gone for an aggressive buyback here onto Analog. They want to close out this game now.
Yeah, they know there's no slams for 100 seconds, and this was only K1 has buyback. Everyone else doesn't have it. Pakaz is actually short on gold. Really? Pakaz doesn't have the gold, but K1 does? What a reversal at the last second of the game. You know, whereas like at this point, and I think he bought something else on Pakaz just now. So he is all in on using his gold to defend the base.
Yes. Can they do anything though? Tier 4's going down. They still have a glyph available. They've dropped the Doom onto the Mega Meepo right now, but he's super damn tanky. Not going to be easy kill to find whatsoever. They're swapping around, and they're just going to try and end this game here and now. Can Boom Esports stop them from hitting these buildings? They still have the glyph available. They really want to kill this Meepo, but he's just too damn durable. They can't bring him low whatsoever. Look at all those little mini squares on his health bar. Survive him for a year, it feels. And now finally, the Aegis is exposed. There's no glyph. They're going to be able to end it. And there it is. Heroic. They finally take game number 1 at 55 minutes in.
Game number 1. Oh man! By the way, the last time these two teams met, game 2 took 53 minutes. It looks like it's just getting longer and longer. And holy hell!